going to talk about false accusations in the industry. I personally know of women here in Denver that will seek out, say, rappers and then, mess with them and then try to put accusations on them, knowing that they fully were in agreement of it. Just like going back to that Snoop Dogg stuff where that girl said, "Oh, he did this to me." Well, sweetheart, that was 9 years ago. And did you take your shirt off? Like, I'm not trying to belittle women for anything, because I know there is a lot of forced aggression involved with women and men. But at the same time, you're not going to wait 9 years, first of all. And it's like, you're suing for money, right? You're not really caring about what actually happened. You're not caring about the criminal part, as a woman who really was hurt would want. You're caring about the fiduciary part, and I think that's disgusting. I think that we were discussing earlier, Trey Songz. It's like, he got accused by a woman, and then it was the same attorney representing her that had another woman that she was determined that it wasn't true. It's just like, I don't know, maybe the attorney has something for him. But, it's just sad that women can accuse a sports athlete, they can accuse an actor. There's been a lot of that lately that has been founded, but there's also a lot that has been unfounded. What do you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, in regards to Deshaun Watson, that's a huge situation, and you had that many accusations, and yet, you had two grand juries come out and say they weren't going to charge him with anything, which is why he was able to sign with the Browns. I think, Paul, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But seeing stuff like that and knowing the type of person he is, the way he was raised, his high school coach, college coach, anybody that knows him, it's like the time, I think he had signed a contract or whatever with the Texans.
Yeah, it was good. It was huge.
It was huge, and then all of a sudden, boom, all these allegations.
That's the same nature that Snoop got Death Row Records, and that boom, that girl.
Right. So it's like, and don't get me wrong, there are women out there that are honest, and it sucks because for those that are dishonest about some of these situations, it hinders those who are honest. It's a sad situation because there are people that's happened to. There are women that's happened to, and they are crying out for help, but because of some of these other ones who want to make these allegations for money or the clout, like we were talking about, it's sad. It can ruin somebody's complete reputation and career where they'll never play again. You know what I'm saying? Just for some dollars.
Women put all sorts of stuff, just like Black China getting shut down the other day. She put out that she doesn't have any child support. And then each one of her kids' fathers said, "Hey, I have them 6 days a week. I pay $40,000 for their school. I'm not paying you anything."
Right. Yeah.
Like,
should they take care of them?
That's when who you are and your behavior catches up with you.
Exactly.
You can only use certain attributes so long before they, like, you really have to be a good human.
Right. Well, and in the way we live now, people making those false claims, whatever. Yeah, paper trails nowadays. You can pull out this one. Oh, you said this. Well, here you go. Here's me paying. Said 40,000 or what I pay a month. I don't need to pay you. I'm taking care.
Right.
Here's my records of what. All of a sudden, it's like
it's almost like for anyone to just like hang out. If you're famous, you have to sign an NDA. Yeah. Then you have check the box if you're with this. Like
Yeah,
it's like,
that's a smart one.
You're right. Protect 100%.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, you have these false claims for that money. They're chasing that money, and they'll get it no matter, doesn't matter how they're going to get it some way, somehow, even if it means destroying somebody's reputation. Because they don't care. It's obvious they don't, because look what they're doing.
Right, and they should go to jail for that, too.
I agree.
Just how the guy, they should go to jail.
I feel like they should get the sentence that would have been passed down to them.
Exactly. They do need to do that. They give women, some women get off scot-free for accusation, but they should make it a double standard. Yeah. That okay, you accused him and it failed for him, but now it's on you. And immediately in the proceeding, they should charge that person.
Yeah, agreed.
Because all the evidence has been
you're
permitted.
Putting this person's name out there, because like even when they're found like innocent, everything's done, you're still tainted by the fact that you were involved in something like that.
And so, talking about a particular story that I know too much information about, this woman who's been blackmailing some artists here in Denver, she actually said, "I'm going to ruin your career." Well, she's dumb enough to say that through text, but she's out here trying to ruin people in order to get money. It's like, that's the thing. Words cannot be taken back, just like today's internet. Whatever you do, it's going to be out there. Protect yourself, protect your energy, because I know there's a lot of rappers out there that like hooking up with chicks and all that and stuff, and they do whatever they do. That's their business. But I really do think it is a double standard, and I think that women should be charged. I think it's a travesty that this man can put all this money into a defense. She said pay back for the attorneys as well, attorney fees and all that stuff. Because he's not only is there the defamation of character, they should get something like that, because you can say all these words, but the doubt will always be there in people's minds.
Yeah, I remember there was a situation with the comedian Aziz Ansari where he was accused of, and when they were like going into details of the situation and stuff, like, everyone that was like hearing the stories, like, it just sounds like a bad date. It doesn't sound like he, sexual assault or anything like that. And it ended up being, nothing was found of it. It was just like, yeah, it was just a bad date. You can't go after someone for that just because, you weren't happy with how things went. But his name, he had to like kind of disappear for a while, because even then, because it was just at the time, this when the Chris D'Elia stuff was going on, and that stuff was legit, and other comedians coming out, the Louis C.K. stuff, like, it was just at like a really bad time. So anyone whose name was just a part of it, no matter if it was true or not, just got dragged down and like just guilty by association, whether it was true or not. And even though like he's definitely recovered now, but there's still like that attachment that he was a part of that group.
And that's part of the problem, is women are out here doing all this damage, and a lot of time you're right, it's because they got rejected. Women think that they're gonna meet, okay, so let's just, I love Lil Baby, but I'm gonna use him as an example. Let's say Lil Baby dated a girl and they hooked up, whatever, he took her out on the town, treated her real nice, and then the next day he just realized this girl's crazy, so he don't want nothing to do with her. But then the girl just can't let it go because she's seen that glimpse of how she could be treated, and so then they get salty and they get angry and they turn into stalkers.
That's scary.
Crazy people, but this is a regular thing you have to worry about. I mean, I've had people following me in traffic, like more than one.
Oh my god.
Like following me in traffic. So I make sure when I go home, stuff like that. But it happens.
You have to be careful.
You do. I'm sure.
Because I remember was one year I was on tour. It was mainly guys. I think I was the only female at one part. And we were out, celebrating, like you said, they have cookies or whatever. So we were liking this one girl. So the other girl, she was rejecting nobody. And she tried to say that they tried to rape her. And I said, oh no, we're going over there right now. So I was with them and I pulled up. I said, now what happened? Let's get this clear. Because nobody tried anything with you. Nobody wanted to be with her.
Yep.
And so that does happen.
Yeah, it's real sad.
It's scary. And then it's like how Jeremy was saying earlier, and then it discredits women where it really happens to, because then it's just like we have so many just throwing it out of hatred or just out of spite to get someone in trouble, and then there's someone it really happens to, and then they do that thing where like, well, I shouldn't say anything because they're lying, so no one's gonna believe me, and then they lock it away for 9 years, and then when they do decide to come out, no one's gonna believe them. Because
no lie, because that happened to me before. Yeah, it does happen.
There's even that situation there where, well, there's a whole bunch of people coming forward. Well, did he reject all of them?
Yeah, you have to find out.
There's groups of girls that hate me. Now they're all friends.
Right.
So, like that happens. So it don't matter. He could be innocent, but you got 5 girls saying this. Well, what happened with those 5 girls? What was the real
It's scary. It's scary. It's scary all around. You just got to really be
That's
careful.
why a lot of people have cameras in their home.
Yeah.
The ring, hey.
Yeah. You need them.
No.
You see that on YouTube.
You need them.
Just because anybody in this day and age can do anything, and if you think that people can't come up with the most evil maniacal plan, you can think to yourself like, that is crazy.
Right.
But they did.
Now you have to prove it.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's like innocent until proven guilty. No, it's guilty until proven innocent.